Okay, so welcome to voluntary session number 2. So this is the second and most likely last time we'll meet virtually over a Zoom session. I'm going to cover the last three assignments, the last three modules, which is 5, 6, and 7. As you know, we have about 3 weeks left of the school, so I get of the semester. So I guess 3 is the lucky number this today. Okay, so as you know, for EDU 556, there's 7 ISTE educator aligned modules. We've already been through 4 of them. In fact, the 4th one was due, it was last night, which was the computational thinking or computer science activity where people screencasted and they did some sort of computer science task or activity. They did screencast, and then after that, they held an online discussion forum and then submitted it to Anthology. So if you haven't done that quite yet, go ahead and do so. I am going to start assessing it probably tomorrow. So there's 7 modules with presentations, videos, resources, and readings. As I said before, this is the second of 2 voluntary learning sessions. They are not mandatory. I record them so this way I can share them afterwards. Each of the upcoming assignments will have rubrics and resources that will help prepare people to complete it properly. The last few assignments also practice a lot of learner choice and agency. That is, you get a lot of freedom in how you complete your assignments. You can choose, and I'll talk about where you get to practice some learner choice and autonomy in the class. And as I said before, this is online, and we will continue on. Okay, so far we've been through the ISTE standards for educators, the professional learning and growth plan. We are going to do part 2 as we get closer to the end of the course. Part 2 of assignment 1 is just you completed a chart, kind of gave your pre-course feelings about how well you handled the ISTE standards. However, now that we're getting closer to the post-course, I will have people complete the second part, which again is not going to take very long, but it's a good reflection assignment to see how much growth you've achieved over the past 8 weeks by the time the course is over. We've already been through finding and evaluating digital tools and resources. We did the search log. We did digital citizenship, when we did the presentation, and we aligned that to ISTE Standard 3. And as I said before, for Module 4, we did the computational thinking, computer science, screencasting, and online collaboration. That leaves us video recording and simple editing, digital instruction and pedagogy. That's actually planning using instruction. We're going to take a look at something called the Assure model. That's in session 5, I think the session that you're starting to work on this week. And then data collection, analysis, and instructional decision making. Okay. And again, this is just, I highlighted in blue the assignments that we've already completed, and that leaves us with 3 assignments to finish up and complete as well. Okay. So just at a glance for assignment number 5, I'm just going to give a broad overview of the assignments that you will still have to do. And then I'll go into Brightspace and show you how I provided you resources to prepare for it. So at a glance for assessment number 5, the assessment 5 is called the Digital Enriched Learning Activity, or I call it the DILA. What you're going to do is you're going to find some sort of like task or activity in which you're going to plan using technology. So you can pick a digital resource or technology and plan instruction around it. And what I did is I prepared a template to walk you through the preparation process, where you actually pick a tool, decide how you're going to teach it. It's not a full lesson plan, as in you don't have to create tons of student resources, tons of teacher resources. You basically will walk through and you will select, just make sure it's not somebody trying to get in. No, everything's okay. Sorry about that. Just making sure nobody's trying to get in right now. What you're going to do is you're going to select a subject. You're going to select a content area, and you're going to plan for an instructional lesson. You could pick like a tool or a resource. You could pick an internet resource. You could pick an app, and you're going to take this digital tool and plan instruction around it. You're going to plan how you would exactly go through instruction. You're also going to come up with differentiation strategies and ways to teach to your diverse learning population. And what's going to happen after you're done teaching using the digital tool? What's the next step in the progression? I am going to ask you for this assignment to create some sort of simple student resource, something you would give your students as you do the assignment. So that's at a glance assessment 5. Assessment number 6, at a glance, is video recording and reflection. I'm going to ask you to record 10 minutes of you teaching a class, a small group, or a single student. It could be a child or it could be an adult. And I'll talk about video recording and permissions in a second. So you're going to teach using technology in some way. You can use you can use assignment 5 if you'd like to kind of like actually teach the lesson if you wish. But you're going to basically record yourself teaching using some sort of technology. So there's pre-recording. You're going to share what's the context to learning, what's the learning population like, what's the classroom like, what's background information that's really important for the teacher to know or for a reviewer to know as you record. You're then going to record 10 minutes of the video of you teaching a lesson. Now, as you know, in school systems, they really protect student privacy, and a lot of times they don't allow you to record students. So if you're in a classroom, you may have some permission to video record, I'm not sure. However, ways around this is you can record yourself teaching without students' faces or bodies in the actual screen. So you can record yourself talking in front of a screen, you working with a one-on-one student as long as you have permission to record them. So there's ways that you can record yourself teaching. If worst comes to worst and you don't have access to a classroom or students, you can ask your significant other. You can ask your children if you have children. You can ask a neighborhood friend, or you can even ask somebody that's like one of your friends or colleagues to pretend that they are a student. Very flexible on who you're actually teaching this to. But from this 10 minutes, you're then going to edit it down to the best 4 minutes of your video. And the reason why we're doing this, why I'm having you record 10 minutes and then cut it down to 4 minutes, is this is good practice if any of you want to do EdTPA, if you're becoming teachers for the first time and you have to take the EdTPA assessment, or if you're getting nationally board certified, you have to do a lot of video recording, reflections, and some editing. So this is going to actually assist you if you're going to become nationally board certified or if you have to take the EdTPA assessment. So that's assessment number 6. And finally, assessment number 7 is using data to improve student achievement. This assessment involves kind of like teachers having a data conversation where they actually take student data and they look at it. They perform an analysis. They work with the data. They organize it. They collect it. They analyze it. Then they make informed instructional decisions. Okay, you'll actually be working with Microsoft Excel. You'll be graphing inside of Microsoft Excel, and then you'll be also performing an analysis. You'll be typing up a narrative based on what you found in your Microsoft Excel gradebook. So what I'm going to do right now is this. I'm going to stop my Google Slides. I'm going to go over into Brightspace. So this way I can kind of show you the next 3 modules, 5, 6, and 7. Now, I have opened up modules 5, 6, and 7. So this way, So this way it's actually open now. Everybody can see it. Just, since we have 3 weeks left, if somebody wants to work ahead, they can start to work ahead. If you want to just see all the materials, you can see all the materials ahead of time. You can, if you catch a quick like 15 minutes and you'd like to work, you can. All right, so module 5, as I said before, is the designer one, where you're actually creating authentic learning experiences using technology. So if you come here again for module 5, like all the other modules, there is a module plan. And then there's a presentation. This presentation is, I think, about 33 minutes in length. It is a longer presentation, but it's also going over a lot of the like frameworks that are involved with teaching using technology. There are other resources here to read about the Assure model, about universal design for learning, about what is personalized learning. There's a watch list here about universal design for learning. So there's a lot of stuff. And also it talks about the Assure model, which is an instructional design module. And you'll go through here, you'll read these, you'll experience this. And then here's the information about the digitally enriched learning activity. Okay, so all this is actually due into Anthology, but Brightspace has all the resources for you to use. So using a modified Assure model for instruction, you will draft a digitally enriched learning activity for your current or an invented classroom. This is not a lesson plan per se, but the outline of a digital activity you will plan for students. Here is the template that you can use. I'm not going to open the document all up. I'm just going to show you the preview that you saw from the Google Slides. You'll complete this. It'll actually walk you through the steps, and it actually has language to help you in how to answer things and how to complete this task and activity. So that's Module 5. Module 6 is the one that actually involves you being a facilitator where you actually teach a lesson. This is the one where you're going to video record yourself um, teaching a lesson. Now, I do have resources up here if you've never video recorded yourself on how you can video record yourself, on how to prepare your video clip for submission, how you can edit, some free resources for editing video. Here is the actual document to help you do your recording and your reflection. And here is more information. Now, please realize that all of the remaining assignments are being submitted to Anthology Portfolio. Just because there's a section here that says assignments, it's not going to go in here for grading. Everything goes to Anthology Portfolio. And then finally, for module number 7, module 7, again, this is using data to improve student achievement. It starts off with a plan. It has a presentation. And it has all these little short little videos about using data to plan, using data for data conversations, the purposes of assessment, and why teachers have to become data experts. If you're not used to using Excel, I actually have some practice grade books that you can work with here, and an actual video tutorial that will walk you through the process of learning how to use Excel for this activity. And then there is the assignment, which is using data to improve student achievement. In here, it gives you all the information. And there's also the task, the grade book that you'll use, and if you're not used to using Microsoft Excel, I also have here the step-by-step instructions for completing your grade book. I have here, again, the tutorial, the data analysis piece, and a draft of the actual task and grade book that you'll use. As you get closer to the end of the course, which again, the end of the course is May 11th, I'll also ask you to complete and finish assignment number 1. You'll do the second part of assignment number 1, but I'll give you the instructions for that later on in the course, probably in about 2 weeks. Okay, at this point, I'm going to hit the stop button.